everyone, and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Tan, and this is a Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. Eyes are getting better since my eye surgery, so I'm happy about that. And May is Oregon Wine Month, so why not have a couple of episodes featuring Oregon wines? And I think when you think Oregon, what do you think? Pinot Noir. Well, really, the Judgment of Paris, I think in 1976, where they had the battle between French Burgundy and Oregon Pinot Noir. Some of the Oregon Pinot Noir came out on top, and I believe it was Irie that really brought to the fore the quality of Oregon Pinot Noir, and that was David Lett. So one of these wines is from the Irie Vineyard. That's really cool. We're also going to do one from the Rogue Valley, which is southern Oregon. Kind of compare the two, because really Pinot Noir is what put Oregon on the map. And of course now they make quite a few more other wines, but the point is that Pinot Noir and Willamette Valley, Oregon are synonymous with quality. Some of the best Pinot Noir in the world come out of Oregon. Of course, you're going to get a debate about that because there's a lot of people who love Burgundy. I understand. Burgundy, of course, is really the birthplace of Pinot Noir, and but seriously, Oregon has really done a good job with this varietal, and it's a great spot for it to grow. So we're going to get started right off the bat. We're going to start off in the southern part of Oregon. This is the Rogue Valley. This is the 2018 Del Rio Vineyard Estate Pinot Noir, and this rolls in at $21. I just really kind of discovered Del Rio recently. They have a French winemaker. Really cool guy. Let's give it a little rinse. So when you get down into the Rogue Valley, you're going to get a little bit more heat because it's closer to California. So it's kind of tricky. But Del Rio is actually, their vineyards are in the up in the higher elevation, so it helps to keep that the heat down just a little bit. They have a big diurnal shift, change between hot and cold, and I'm just looking. I'm never going to be able to read that alcohol content. Color, a little bit dark, a little darker than a lot of Pinot Noir that you see. Yeah, fairly dark. You can still see through it though. Let's see what we get on the nose. Yeah, you get that nice, kind of almost a cinnamon baking spice thing going on. Definitely cherry notes big time. This has a pretty big nose on it. A little Jimmy Durante action going on. Cherry's a little bit of an herbal component coming through. I'm definitely getting that cinnamon sort of baking spice, which I really like. Maybe just a touch of bark. A little bit of beauty bark going on. Let's see what we get on the palate. Very earthy on the palate, which I like a lot. But the fruit comes through as well. The fruit, actually, the initial attack on the palate is earthy, kind of forest floor, a little bit of bark, and then that the cherry notes really start coming out, and then right at the back end, the cinnamon spices, like almost like Asian spice, but a little bit of cinnamon as well, come through. Little black tea component coming through as well. This has good balance, good integration of fruit, nice acidity, but the fruit is there, the earth is there, the acidity is there, and all kind of nicely melded together. Getting a little root beer now on the back end, which I didn't notice at first. A little bit of also some red flower notes on right at the beginning of the mid palate, the back of the mid palate into the finish, which is really cool. This is a great wine. I said 21 bucks, guys. For $21, I think this was really an outstanding Pinot Noir. It represents the varietal well. It's not over the top fruit at all. Has that nice acidity, that nice balance. Pretty long finish, that's for sure. I'm going to go B plus A minus on a $21 Pinot Noir from the Rogue Valley, Oregon. Really, really cool. Guys, I wish my eyesight was better to read this alcohol content on it, but I'm not going to waste your time or mine. I cannot read it. But anyway, there you go. Alcohol is not a problem on this one. It doesn't come through on the palate. I'm just curious why they make them so blasted small on the label. So this is a guy, David Lett, he has since passed away, but his son now, Jason Lett, has taken over. But David Lett really helped put Oregon Pinot Noir on the map. So this is the 2016 The Ivory Vineyards Pinot Noir, and this rolls in at Willamette Valley. This rolls in at $51. Jason's a really cool guy. I really like the guy. Now this is not super. This is almost as dark as Del Rio, which I find very interesting. You can see through it, but it's, you know, decently dark, kind of a reddish burgundy color. Yes, not black by any stretch of the imagination. Okay. By the way, I'd like to this is 13.5%. At least you can read that one. Let's see what we get on the nose. Well, this has an interesting nose. Dark cherries for sure. A little muted. A little muted. I'm getting a mushroom component, which is kind of weird, but not in a bad way. Just a tiny, tiny hit of barnyard. Definitely red flowers, cherries, touch of barnyard, and that mushroom just pops in my mind. I could be a little bit off today, who knows, but I do kind of have that mushroom component coming through. And yeah, definitely kind of a bark component, like a decomposed bark as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. This is very elegant Pinot Noir. This resonates burgundy. It has subtle cherry notes. A little bit of Asian spice sneaking in on the back end. Balanced acidity. Cherries. Red flower petals for sure. I love the Asian spices on this. Now this would be somebody who really liked Burgundy, but was going for New World style. This would be the perfect wine for that. It definitely has a Burgundian element to it. It's very subtle, very elegant, but at the same time has that fruit of cherry, red flower, and not as... Now the Del Rio really came strong on the root beer on the end. This one has just a touch of that, as they say, sarsaparilla, but I just say root beer. There's a difference, of course. I know. This has some power to it that is just kind of hidden in there. You know, it's like that dude that wears a big shirt, and you're picking on him, and all of a sudden he takes his shirt off and he's got these massive muscles. This has that kind of power that is very, very hidden underneath that you can feel which means it will age quite nicely. This one, I think, would age and improve over the next 10 years. I think Del Rio is closer to drinking now, obviously, but this one has a lot going on, kind of layered complexity that is not fully coming out yet, but will come out eventually. You can just tell. I know what you're thinking, Stan, but this is 51 bucks, baby. That's a lot of money. It is. I admit, I don't go out and spend $51 on a bottle of wine very often, but this is a solid little black tea coming through on the backside, solid complex Pinot Noir, and if you think about what you can spend on Burgundy, $51 is not that much. You can easily spend $100 on Burgundy. Now, there are a few Burgundies out there that are less than that, and they're really good. So this is just one of those things. Do you want to spend some money? Do you want to put a bottle away for a while and see what it'll do? I think the Irie Vineyards is a classic example of a wine that will do that, and a very good example of as to why the Irie Vineyards put Oregon Pinot on the map. I'm going to go AA plus on that. It's a solid Pinot Noir. Yeah, definitely black tea component coming through on the backside. Very complex, very nice. But like I said, has a lot of finesse. Those layers are there, but you have to think about them. And that's always cool with Pinot Noir. There you go. May is Oregon Wine Month. Go out and buy some Oregon Pinot Noir. You don't have to spend 51 bucks, you can spend 21. This is a great value, by the way. And show some respect for those dudes that have been making Pinot Noir, great Pinot Noir, for years. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you for those who have. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.